everybody who has a personal story tonight and who has not received assistance, I'm going to ask you to step off the line after you speak, and one of our staff will take your information so that we can follow up to get you the service and the help you need.
When I went to my doctor, I had 3 different letters from my doctor and letting them know that I had the mole. But then when I had to go and then take them to housing court, to me, I shouldn't have to take you to housing court to tell you about the mole if I'm trying to bring you the letters to letting you know that I have mole in my apartment. So see, now I'm suffering because see, I have sarcoidosis now in my lungs right now. So I'm really struggling trying to get around, but that's okay too. But see, I'm gonna keep on coming and letting people know what's going on in my neighborhood and why the flooding. You understand what I'm saying?
Favor, would you speak to Corey? I need your information, and would you talk to him?
Sure.
Because I want to follow up with you.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, thank you.
But then the point is that they asking them for receipts. Don't know. Okay, I'm gonna put it like this: do not nobody hold on to no receipts once you go and buy something. So how can they give you a receipt for something if they don't have it? Okay, and that's the same thing I was telling my management. Brother, when I had the flooding, I didn't have nowhere to cook. I didn't have Thanksgiving. I didn't have Christmas, and I didn't have even New Year's. But I was living in an apartment. It was smelling so bad till I had to go out and buy food from the restaurant every day. But what I kept on my receipts, you think they offered to give me any money back? No. But they got copies of it, though, okay?
Yes.
And I got all of my receipts to prove it, though. But I gave it to them, and nobody called me back to office and said, oh, you're here. I'm going to give you like 500 maybe.
We're going to help you. We're going to help you tonight. I need you to talk to Corey, okay?
No problem.
Thank you, ma'am. Give a round of applause. Next.
My name is Lou Soames. I did get a lot of help from FEMA and SBA. I got a loan and I got a grant. The problem, however, is the only way I was able to get that was to build my house immediately back. And we did not know until months and months afterwards that the possibility of how we should change our houses. Then we got the whole information about FEMA, about raising and lifting and all that stuff. So we went, a lot of us, I think there's a lot of homeowners in this room, maybe not, but I think so, that actually just started the work, went ahead with our own money, with FEMA money, with SBA money, and then now we can't get insurance. We can't get, well, basically we can't get insurance.
Right.
And if we do get insurance, it's very expensive and it won't cover the basement. Now, my kitchen is in the basement. In another neighborhood, it would be called, in Carroll Gardens, it would be called an English basement. Or a garden apartment. But the old houses in Red Hook, a lot of the basements were the kitchens.
Right.
Now, for me to change that would have been $250,000, $300,000. All I got was about $70,000. I thank God for that, and I thank God for Red Hook Initiative and Monica's group and Red Hook volunteers. They were unbelievable. People helped me tremendously, but now I'm in a fix. I don't know what to do. And lastly, when I called Build It Back, the lady that answered the phone said, first of all, and we don't make all that much money, but we're middle class people.
It's all right.
We were told, number one, we probably won't get any help from Build It Back because we're above the income level. It's going to go to lower income people first. I applaud that. Second of all, the lady said to me, we don't even know, you would be in round B, and we're not even sure we're going to get through round A. So I withdrew my application from Build It Back because, number one, I didn't think they were going to get to me, and number two, they would want me to build it back, and I'd have to rip out $70,000 worth of work that I already put into my basement. So that's it.
Can we take your information? I need to know that.
Good evening. I'd like to start off by first thanking you, Controller. I've been around for over 50 years, and this is the first time I've ever seen a controller come to Red Hook. So I gotta say thank you for that. That shows a lot.
Thank you.
And just watching you and how you have your staff
That's
and
very
everybody
kind.
working the crowd, it's beautiful. Also, I want to say thank you to Carlos Carlos was down there to save
Yeah.
NYCHA, and he also came out here after the child was killed about a week ago, and we spoke to him, and the following day, he was down there in front of the courts, and he brought the information to
I want to let you know, right after I got elected, the first thing out of Carlos's mouth to me is, when you coming to Red Hook?
Oh, that's
okay?
beautiful.
So it's great
thank
to
you
be
both.
here.
I'd like to
thank
say
you.
thank you both. I'd also like to say to everyone here, I feel your pain, all of the homeowners. I hope you understand our pain as well. I've been in Red Hook living on the first floor since 1989. I raised 2 children through college, right in Red Hook. I'd like to say that there are no ceilings on the rent. There's no ceiling. So I've been striving over the years, you know, to try to better myself. And what I did was I went through a New York State apprenticeship program, and I learned AutoCAD. I learned how to do blueprints. I started learning about engineering and what makes buildings work and where the utilities go. And that's because I hated housing so much. I hated the fact that they would not do a repair. So I'm one of those type of girls that if you're not gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what got me involved in this. I'm out of a job right now. So I am looking for work. I have a resume. I'm not as confident as I should be, but I'm nowhere near as incompetent as I was 4 years ago. So I want to say that. I want to say that the situation with the senior center, that was a situation that was kind of percolating before the storm, because I remember being at a meeting where
Okay.
they were trying to pick and choose which senior center they were going to close.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I remember that point.
Okay.
And I want to say that when it comes to seniors, I have several 80-year-olds in my building who stayed there during Sandy. I stayed too, because I wasn't going to let them stay in their building by themselves. Okay? Now, when it comes to them, it's very hard for seniors to leave places that they know. That includes senior
That is,
centers.
everybody knows that you don't close the senior center because the senior doesn't go to the next center.
They don't.
Stays home, locks the
Exactly.
door, and doesn't come out.
So
And
I'm
that's right.
dealing with that too, and I'm trying to work. Meanwhile, I had mole issues. I have to say housing did come and fix them after I went to court on them. But here's my problem. Right after the hurricane, I was just getting my foot in the door with this new job, engineer technician, okay? I'm already nervous there. I'm calling housing about refrigerator repair, mold, water coming through the ceiling. I had to take off so many days that I didn't have a personal day or a sick day when I needed it. So that started deteriorating my the perception that the job had about me. I couldn't
That's
keep
right.
my problems to myself. I was coming to the job, getting calls from NYCHA, calling back, calling the ticket place, calling this, and they started seeing that, hey, she lives in public housing. Well, let me tell you about public housing. There's no ceiling on the rent, okay? We pay a third of our income. I made $50,000 last year, okay? That put my rent over $1,000. Okay, but I didn't even have a chance to get up on my feet. I didn't even get a chance to buy myself a decent suit so that I would have something different to wear to work. And I started feeling a certain way. And it started showing on the job. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to understand that these dynamics run far. And when I'm sitting here and I'm looking at the guys put up the scaffolding, I'm getting mad because I want to work. I want to work. Come on, I'm only 51. I gotta work. I cannot afford to sit on my ass. Now I go down to public assistance after years of not being on it. They treated me so bad in the last 45 days, running me down there. I go everywhere with my resume. I walk in the welfare office, dressed for a job, with my resume, with my track safety, my OSHA, my this, my skills, my that. Nobody looked at my resume. Nobody.
We're gonna help tonight.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm sorry
We're
that
gonna
I
help
made it
tonight.
personal because I
No,
really
no, no.
came here to talk about one more
It is
thing.
personal.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes, ma'am.
We really need air quality and ground quality check out here in Red Hook. When that water came up, we already had Brownsfields. Brownsfields are just contaminated soil covered with a little bit of something.
Uh-huh.
I think the water really got in there and brought that
All
up.
right.
Now people are getting bit by spiders winding up in Methodist Hospital. There's asthma, there's all kind of ticks and fleas in the grass. I live on the first floor. I need somebody to come and remediate, especially since they're putting in boilers. I see the guy digging in the dirt. Now, I know construction. Before you start digging in the ground, you're supposed to look for vermin. You're just supposed to look for rats' nests and all of that. They started digging already. I'm on the first floor.
Here's what
Come
we're
on.
gonna do. Let me see how we can help person. Someone have a tissue?
I want all y'all
getting a
business
tissue.
card too. Anybody
get
who
some
think they
tissue.
somebody in here.
I do like your style. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. All right? Let's get some water too. Okay.